welcome back to Santana Travel Adventures. This episode will be on the Allure of the Seas, which will be taking us to Nassau, Bahamas and their private island Coco Key. And so in this episode we'll be reviewing the different ports of call at Nassau and their private island, as well as the restaurants, the activities, and the different things to do on the boat. So we hope you enjoy this episode. So one thing that sets this cruise apart from the other cruises that we went on last year, if you follow our channel, is this is in the Oasis Class. And so if you followed us last year, we went to Singapore and went to Greece, and those are both Quantum Class boats. So this one is a little bigger in that it has neighborhoods. And so as you'll see throughout the video, you'll have Central Park, which is their garden-like neighborhood where you're able to walk through a real-life botanical garden. They also have Boardwalk, which is catered more towards kids. We had the carousel, and they also have the aqua theater on the back of the boat, so you can see like all the acrobatics of the performers as they splash into the pools and things of that sort. And then throughout the boat, they also have an entertainment district that has the Blaze nightclub as well as the comic club. And then on the road promenade, it's much bigger than the promenade you've seen on the last couple episodes that we've done. They have boleros, they have the on-air karaoke club, and they have Starbucks, and they have the Sorrento's Pizza, and a number of other shops that you can go to. And so these are just a couple of different neighborhoods that you can explore here on the Allure of the Seas, as well as the pool deck, which has your water area for the kids. I think it's called H2O zone, as well as they also have the multiple pools and jacuzzis and the movie theater, like the big screen TVs as well. So these are just a couple of things that we're going to review in this episode of Santana Travel Adventures. I also want to talk about the Boardwalk. The Boardwalk caters more towards children. So the centerpiece of the Boardwalk is the Aqua Theater. And so as you saw in the video, they have an aqua show almost every night where they have acrobats, where they're diving off, diving boards and things of that sort. And they also have a merry-go-round for the children, as well as a candy store, an arcade. They got a donut and ice cream shop. And they also had a Johnny Rocket and some more restaurants. So there's a lot of fun things for kids to do. And as well, if you can't get ocean view balcony, there's also the balconies on the Boardwalk that also overlook the Boardwalk and parts of the ocean. So that's another option for you if you're looking for somewhere to stay on the Allure of the Seas. So these are one of the things that sets the Allure apart from some of the other boats, is the Boardwalk and some of the other neighborhoods. So I'm coming to you from the Central Park. So Central Park is a nice, chill, relaxing place to come. So I'm just drinking my coffee. If you want some morning coffee, Starbucks or Capri Promenade open at 6:30. It's real relaxing. All of the plants are real, and they maintain it here on the boat. And so at night they have live music, as you saw in the video. They have an orchestra, or they have like a violinist, so they'll play. And then they also have a couple of restaurants. So they have Giovanni's Italian restaurant, they got Chops Grill, and they have Vintages wine bar as well, if you want to get some food or some wine. It's a really nice, relaxing place to come here on Central Park. They also have balconies, so if you didn't want to get like an ocean view balcony, you can get you a Central Park balcony overlooking the garden here on the boat. So it's definitely a nice place to come and relax. Briefly want to talk about the road promenade. And so the road promenade is a staple on all Royal Caribbean boats, and it spans pretty much the whole middle of the boat. It's on deck 5, and what sets this one apart from the other ones is it's like way bigger. And so they have an on-air karaoke club, they have a Boleros Latin club, as well as a Starbucks, and they have a couple shops, and they have a pub where you can get some food and some drinks. They got Irish pub, and also usually when they have parties, they usually have it in the road promenade. So on this trip they had a 70s night So they had a theme party in the middle of the boat. And so it's really a cool place to check out if you want something to do on the Allure of the Seas. One of the other neighborhoods you would like to visit is Entertainment Place, which is on the 4th deck. And so that's where you have your nightclub, Blaze nightclub, you have the comedy club, as well as the Amber Theater, and I think I must have said, so in the past they used to have a jazz club where they would have like a speakeasy, and you go in there dressed up in your 30s gear, things of that sort. They got rid of that for a non-smoking casino, but still there's a lot of things you can do on the Entertainment Place late night. Good morning and welcome back. So right now I'm on the pool decks. I want to briefly talk about all the things you can do here on deck 15. So you can see behind me, they have a basketball court. They have 2 float riders, surf simulators. They have a miniature golf course. They also have zip lining that goes over the boardwalk. And then they have 2 ping pong tables. Along with that, they have 3 large swimming pools with 6 jacuzzi world pool tubs, and they have an H2O zone for the little kids. And then at the far end of the boat, they have a solarium bistro. And so I'll talk about that in our next portion of our video, but they too have 1 big pool and 2 jacuzzis. So that's a total of 4 pools and 8 jacuzzis on the 15th deck. So there's more than enough things for you to do here on the Allure of the Seas. Briefly, I want to talk about the teen area. So the teen area is here on 15 as well. So as you can see behind me is Fuel, which is the teen kids club, as well as the living room, which is the teen nightclub. And they also have an arcade, and they have different activities all throughout the boat for those who are 12 to 17 years old. So I'll have my son talk more about that later in the video, but there's tons of things to do for kids of all ages. Another thing I want to briefly talk about is guest services. And so I showed you in the video early on, as soon as we get on the boat, everybody goes to guest services. And so I usually try to go at first thing in the morning. When I went this morning, there was nobody in line. And so, you don't want to wait till the last day or like go when you first get on the boat, because it's going to be like an hour wait. So I usually recommend to go off hours, so that way you can get whatever you need done at guest services. So welcome back. And so this is day 2 of our trip. And so we're here in Nassau, Bahamas, and so today we have a project excursion. So if you follow my channel, you know that I usually don't do the cruise excursions just because they're like twice as expensive. So I went on Tour and I got us a private island cabana on Pearl Island, and it was like $100 a person or something like that. It included all my drinks and my food. And so this is one recommendation I have. If you want to book excursions, you could just call me directly. I'm a travel agent. I can book it for you, or you can just go directly to the Tour website and look for private excursions, so that way you don't have to be on a bus with a whole bunch of other people you don't know. And so hoping we have a good time. So I'll share our excursion with you throughout the day and let you know if we enjoy it.
Here in Nassau, Bahamas. We rented out a private cabana. It's 2 in each section, so they didn't have a family together, so they just put us side by side. So with the cabana comes, the seating, you get a towel, you get some free snacks, chips, and some utensils down there. They'll bring you water. There's a drink menu. Then there's a premium that you pay extra for, and then they serve you Caribbean food. I forget what today's special is. I think
barbecue
chicken legs and Caribbean rice.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to briefly talk about the different activities they have here on Pearl Island. So they said they had snorkeling, they had swimming with the pigs, they had canoeing, and they also had a couple other things. I forgot. So as my wife was saying, it comes with a meal. But you can go to the beach, and they also have a lighthouse here at the end of the pier. A bunch of things you can do here. So I definitely recommend it. So far so good. Just one thing to keep in mind when you get off the boat, they make it seem like it's like right around the corner. The Paradise Island ferry, and it's not. It's like a good 15-minute drive. So make sure as soon as you get off the boat, there's gonna be taxis. So make sure you let them know that you want to go to the terminal and not like Paradise Island, like Atlantis or anything like that, 'cause that's different. So make sure you tell the taxi driver, because they only give you like a 15-minute grace period. So it's right by Margaritaville, so you can't miss it. So ask them to take you to the ferry terminal by Margaritaville, and then from there they'll ferry you over here to the private island. And so yeah, so far so good.
All right, so this is the end of our day at the cabanas at Paradise Island or Pearl Island at the Bahamas. If you end up upstairs, there might not be as much sun, so it'll be cold. But if you like to get a tan like me, go downstairs. The sun is hot, but you will get a nice tan if you tan easy like me. The drinks, on the other hand, I feel like I'm a little sippy sip. They're definitely strong, so just let you know. But I give this a whole 10 out of 10. It was nice.
So I wanted to give a final review on Pearl Island. We had a great time here. The food was really good. I tried the barbecue chicken leg and the fish fingers, and the rice was really good. The activities, they got a pool, they got swimming with the pigs, they got snorkeling. I didn't do any of them, but it looked like people who were doing it were having a good time, along with the canoeing as well. And so I definitely recommend doing the private island on Pearl Island. It was a really good excursion. So next time you're in Nassau, Bahamas, check it out.
Hey friends, we are here in Port Canaveral. We are on the Allure cruise ship. So just a side note about me, I am not a fan of buffets, but people do like them. I am, hey, not against them. But because of that, we are sitting here in the Allure restaurant. It's $29 per person, so if you're like me, you don't like buffets, just keep in mind if you want to do one of the specialty restaurants, it is going to cost extra money. But it's good though. So we have our chips, we have our guac, we have our salsa here. All of the food is included in the $29, and that's per person. Alright, see you later.
For those who are traveling with children, you might have some kids who don't want to eat your fancy, plain dining room meals. They have a Johnny Rockets, which is a burger joint. It's like a 50s diner. So they have burgers, they got french fries, they got shakes. And so this is a really, it's a nice dining option for those with younger ones who might be a little picky about what they eat. And it's on the boardwalk, it's on the 6th stack. And so it's right across from Sabor where we ate earlier. And so this is another option that you can decide to go to while here on the Allure of the Seas. So I briefly want to talk about the Windjammer. And so last year we went to Singapore, we went to Greece. So those Windjammers had a little more variety. So they had like Asian stations, they had Indian stations, they had American stations. Whereas the Windjammer on this boat is mostly all American. You have very few other options. So keep that in mind if you're going to the Bahamas. All they have is like, pancakes and French toast and eggs, and there's not a lot of other like options for people from different cultures. I mean, it was still good. It is what it is. And once again, you don't want to go too early, because then it'll be super crowded. So I usually try to go, I usually try to go when they first open or after the morning rush, because otherwise we'll be waiting there for a very long time. And it'll be hard to find seats. But all in all, it's just your typical Windjammer buffet. Another cool dining option that they have for something quick and easy is the Park Cafe here at the Central Park. And so they have like sandwiches, they have like finger foods, paninis and things of that sort. And so when you first get on the boat, this is one option also. If you don't feel like going to the Windjammer, check out the Park Cafe on the 8th floor in the Central Park area, which is, another dining option outside of your main dining. Another dining option here in Central Park is 150 Central Park. This is one of their more upscale dining options. So they have lion and duck and halibut and veal. And so, if you want something fancy, I'm sure they have, a lot of different options for your taste buds. So I haven't personally been here, but I think my mom been, and she said it was pretty good. It was kind of fancy. If that's something you would like to do, 150 Central Park is another dining option. One more dining option that I recommend that we didn't do on this trip is Chops Grill. And so once again, when we were in Greece, we did Chops Grill, which was really good. They have like fancy sit-down steak restaurants. So they have steak and lobster, and it's really formal. So you could dress up if you want something nice to do with your significant other. So that's another restaurant that I definitely recommend if you want to do something outside of the normal dining. So I wanted to briefly talk about the main dining room. So I ended up going by myself because the family's not a big fan of the main dining room, and it was halfway empty. But I mean, it's a cool place to go if you want to dress up and have some formal dining. So it was Italian themed. So I had minestrone soup along with lasagna and tiramisu, and also had a New York strip steak. So the food was just okay, nothing to brag about, but the dessert was really good. But I usually just get something quick if I don't feel like sitting down, because usually you have to be down there for at least an hour if you plan on going to the main dining room. So I mean, it's nice, if you want to get a little formal, but there are other options on the boat, as I'll discuss throughout this video. Another casual restaurant that you might want to go to is El Loco Fresh. And so, like I mentioned earlier, we went to Sabor, which was $28 a person, and a lot of the menu items are the same as a Local Fresh, which is free. It's a free Mexican restaurant, buffet style. So they have quesadillas, they have stuff for tacos, they have chips, they have like salsa and stuff. So if you want some Mexican food, I recommend just go to El Loco Fresh over Sabor. And so that's located by the sports deck on the 15th deck. Samba Grill is another dining option. So it's pretty much like Fogo de Chao. So it's like a Brazilian steakhouse. We haven't done it yet, but it looked really nice. It smelled like really good. So that's in the Solarium. And so during the day, it's just a Solarium bistro, but at night it's Samba Grill. And so they come around with the churrasco. They have like the steak, and then you just tell them how much shit you want. And so it's really another formal dining that you could dress up for if you want something special to do. So once again, that's Samba Grill that I definitely would recommend to my clients. I want to briefly talk about some of the bars here on the boat. So they have a number of bars, and so one of them is on the Road Promenade, which is Bow and Stern, which is an Irish pub. I thought they had food, but it looks like they only have alcohol. But I mean, it's still a cool place to go to. It's on the Road Promenade on deck 5. If you want to get something to drink and listen to some music, sometimes they'll have a live musician there. And they also have a couple of wine bars. So they have Vintages here on Central Park on deck 8, as well as Champagne Bar on the Road Promenade. And they also have Schooner, the Schooner Bar, which they have like people playing the piano. They have like name that tune. So there's a number of different bars, and also I mentioned earlier the Rising Tide Bar, which is right in the middle of the Road Promenade, which is also a really cool option. It goes up and down throughout the boat, so you can see different venues from the Rising Tide Bar. So these are just a number of the bars you can visit while you're on the Allure seas. One of the other dining options you have is the Habachi. I didn't do it on this cruise just because it was only a 3-day cruise, but if you follow my video or my channel, you'll know that we went in and did Habachi on our last cruise, which is really nice. So to me, the Habachi is probably one of the better dining options. If you're gonna spend some money, I would recommend the Habachi over like Sabor or some of these other ones, or even the Italian Giovanni's Table. Yeah, they have either a sit-down sushi restaurant, or you can do the hibachi portion where they have fish, or they'll have shrimp or steak or chicken. And so, that's a really nice option if you want something different than the main dining room or the Windjammer.
We are here at Perfect Day at Coco Keep. We are going to the
day bed.
The day beds that they reserve. So you don't get a butler here, but I guess we're near food, so we're heading over there now to get our day beds, and we'll show you once we get there.
So I wanted to briefly talk about Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So there are 5 major parts of the island. There's Chill Island, which is where we went. South Beach, Oasis Pool, Thrill Water Park, and Cocoa Beach Club. And so Chill Island was pretty cool. It was pretty laid back. There's no music or anything. There's a lot of children, but it was still relaxing. Oasis Lagoon Pool was like pretty lively. They had like a live DJ, had swim up bar, and so they had some really loud music. So if you're younger and like to party, that's probably the place to go. South Beach was pretty relaxing also, along with Chill Island, but they had more cabanas and over the water bungalows, which was like really nice. And they had more of a party vibe than Chill Island did. I didn't go to Cocoa Beach Club because you had to pay extra to get in there. Also, the Thrill Water Park, you had to pay extra for the $180 to go in there. But they have 14 water slides, a wave pool, and they have a activities pool. So, if you want something extra to do, that's another option you have. And so, all in all, I think Perfect Day at Coco Cay was a really fun excursion. We had really nice weather. It was like in the 80s, and it was really fun. And so I definitely recommend that if you do come, that you do get the day bed, as I mentioned earlier, because it does make it for a more relaxing day. And so that's all I have.
So if you order a day bed, you have to come to the day bed concierge to check in. And these are the day beds here on Chill Island.
Hello, welcome back. So I want to briefly talk about the day bed. And so I paid $399 for the day bed. And so what that includes is you get the bed, as well as you get 2 beach chairs, you get a water, as well as you get a concierge. They come around and they take your order, like for drinks.
The cooler filled with water.
Yeah, the cooler is filled with water. I'm sorry, my wife corrected me. And then you also get beach mats. So if you want to go in the water, you can lay on the beach mat. And so this was actually the cheapest of the options. So the chairs that you saw on the way here were free, but they're not as comfortable as the day bed, obviously. The day bed sleeps up to 4 people. And then the cabanas were too expensive. They were $1,200 for the cabanas, and the over-the-water bungalow cabanas were $3,000. So if you want to spend some money, I recommend the day beds over the beach cabanas or the over-the-water cabanas. Unless you got the money. If you got it, then it looks nice. But the day beds, it seems like it's a really good value for your money. And so I definitely recommend the day beds if you're coming to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So I also want to briefly talk about the restaurants throughout Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So they have 2 main restaurants. They have the Chill Grill, which is on Chill Island. Then they have another restaurant on the other side of the island. And they have snack shacks all throughout as well. So I believe snack shacks open at 10:30 if you're hungry, because usually they don't start serving food till like around 11. And so they have hot dogs, burgers, chicken sandwiches, funnel cake, and different desserts as well, and ice cream too. So they have a good variety of food, as well as salads. So if you want a healthier option, they have salads as well. As far as the food here on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. As far as the activities here on Coco Cay, they had sports pavilion. So they had basketball, they had volleyball on South Beach. Here on Chill Island, it was like it wasn't as much to do, but as well as they had snorkeling. I saw some scuba diving, and they had a couple other water activities. So I saw some kayaks and canoeing, and so there's a lot of different things you can do. Those are obviously at all the extra price. But the sports pavilion is free. The basketball and the volleyball is free. But if you want to go snorkeling or scuba diving, you have to pay extra for that. But there's a number of other things, like the water park, as I mentioned earlier, that you can do while you're here on the island. I want to briefly talk about transportation. So the island's not super huge, but it is pretty big. So from Chill Island to South Beach, it says about 15 to 20 minute walk. And so they have trams that take you there. And so if you are having issues with health, if you have any health problems, or if you just don't feel like walking, you can take one of the trams around to the other part of the island. And because you can't walk to South Beach without taking a tram. And then the other only way to get there is through the beach. So if you just walk around the beach on the sand, you can walk all the way around. But like I said, it's going to be at least a 15 to 20 minute walk. So keep that in mind when you're traveling, when you're here at Coco Cay. As far as your entertainment on the Allure Seas, there's so many different things of for people of all ages, and so the best way to see what's available is just to download the Royal Caribbean app, and then from the app they'll give you a list of all the events and the shows throughout the boat. And so while I was on the boat, I checked out Mamma Mia in the amphitheater, which was cool. I didn't stay for the whole thing, but so far from what I saw, it was pretty good. In Studio B, they had Blades, which is their ice skating show, which is really good. It takes a lot of skill to do what they were doing on a boat that's rocking back and forth, and so that was a very nice show. Another option for entertainment, they had Comedy Live, which is their stand-up comedy venue. So you can go up there if you're 18 and over. You can go check out a comedy show on the 4th deck entertainment place. And also the last thing I checked out was the Ocean Aria Aqua Show, which is on the Boardwalk on the 6th deck. And so that too was a very entertaining show. So these are the main shows that they had available while I was here on the Allure. And I recommend all of them. And make sure that you reserve them ahead of time. Sometimes they get booked up, and so you gotta make sure that you have your spot. So definitely, there's always something to do. And besides that, they have different activities for kids. They have movies in the kids club, and for the teenagers, they had like different activities for like karaoke, scavenger hunts, and for those who are maybe a little older like me, they had like Name That Tune and live music throughout the boat. So there's definitely something to do for everybody.
Yeah, so there's like this huge shipwreck out off.
Man, you can swim right up to it. We swam right up to it. There's 2 different shipwrecks, man. There's a bunch of people out there having fun.
There's a bunch of fish.
You can go up to the bar, get you a drink, chill out for a little bit, get a life jacket, just float over to the shipwreck, get a snorkel, see some pretty cool things. We having a blast out here.
Oh, nice. Was that by the over the water bungalows over there with the slides and stuff?
Yeah, those are around the corner from it.
Oh,
so you
nice.
go around the corner to the left right there, then you got the shipwrecks where you can go snorkel. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, like and subscribe, Santana Travel. What's your names?
Like and subscribe. I'm Chase Olson. You can go follow me at the White Justin Jefferson on Instagram.
And
Best
I'm Kobe
quarterback in
Blanks.
South Carolina. You already know.
So I'm Kobe Blanks.
All right, Kobe. Thanks, yo.
All right, man.
So Brandon, tell me which boat and which activities you like better compared from the Quantum Class to the Oasis Class?
Well, see, the thing about this boat is that it hasn't been renovated because it was supposed to be renovated in 2020, but they weren't able to because of COVID. So now they still haven't done it yet. So me personally, I like the Quantum Class boats better than this one so far. But other than that, everything's pretty good.
Good. And what about the kids club? Was the kids club decent so far?
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice. So like the kids club better on this one or the other one?
The other one, even though the other one's smaller, I feel like it just has like better technology than this one.
Cool. Thank you.
I just want to give a final review on the Allure of the Seas. To start off with the good things, so Allure of the Seas is still one of the top 10 biggest ships in the world. So there's so much to do, from the boardwalk to Central Park to the pool deck to entertainment place. There's so many different neighborhoods that you can experience that allow you to never be bored on the boat. And so there's activities for people of all ages. There's some probably over 10 restaurants and bars, and there's something for everybody to eat also, because they have both healthy options, fancy, just regular American food. And so I definitely would recommend the Allure of the Seas. I would give it a 8.5 stars out of 10. So if you follow my channel, last year we went on the Quantum of the Seas class, the Spectrum last January, and the Odyssey. So this one I will put probably in between the two of them, so I'll put it before the Spectrum but behind the Odyssey of the Seas, just because it's a little older. We went on this boat 10 years ago when it was brand new, and it was like our favorite ship, but you could tell that it's been run down, needs a little TLC. Even while we were here, they did a couple maintenance things. I think the Crown Anchor is having some issues, so keep that in mind. If this is your first cruise, then you will love it, but if you've been on other Oasis Class, temper your expectations. So in the past, you were only able to get on an Oasis Class ship like this one if you were going on a 7-day excursion, like 7-day cruise or longer. Now they allowed it, or they're trying to cater more to new guests. So now they have this one for 3 days, as well as the Utopia of the Seas, which is an Oasis Class as well, for 3 days. So those are two really good options. If you've never been on a cruise before, I definitely recommend the Allure and Utopia. Obviously, the Allure is a lot cheaper. This trip was only $2,500 for the 4 of us for 3 days to Nassau on a perfect day at Coco Cay. So all in all, I would recommend it, and hope you enjoyed this episode. So please like and subscribe, and join us next episode when we'll be in Barbados at Sandals and Oro Barbados All-Inclusive Resort. We'll talk about the Ultra All-Inclusive, as well as how you could get your destination wedding booked through me under Santana Travel.